it's not, what makes it hard is your lack of belief that it can happen for you.
No matter how far you've gone, I want you to know that you still have the chance to choose a life of strength. But you have to give up your war against everyone that you hate.
I'm gonna put the work in. I'm gonna become great. I'm gonna worry about myself. I'm gonna take more reps. I'm gonna spend more time in film. I'm gonna spend more time in the weight room. I'm going to get better. And you know what happened? He becomes the greatest of all time.
There are no traffic jams in the last mile of the race. It's just you and your shadow. In the beginning, everybody's there. All the pretenders and the contenders. They're all there. But the last yard of life, the last mile of the journey, ain't nobody but you and your shadow.
I've trained 99% of my life alone. No one pat me on the back. I did all of the work alone. And while I'm still hard on myself, I know what I did.
People get so focused on why things won't work and what might go wrong. And if you're not careful, those things can really trip you up.
We respond to the conditions that we've had, and then we learn behaviors as a result of those things. And so, for example, I could get everyone in here, the entire crew, to get naked. Guarantee you, I could do it. All I would do is I'd just crank up the temperature and I'd wait. And eventually, everyone would get naked. It would happen.
For sure, we don't go out tonight. Maybe we stay in here, even else, no one else is here. And push you a little bit further. There's still work to be done. The party I might smile at tonight, the laughter I might be had tonight, is a huge distant second to the pride one feels of accomplishing their goals. And here, even though it's painful, it's joyful because I can taste it, I see it clear, I'm closer to it. A year will come with great honor, not great regret.
It's easier to make excuses that the Jewish people conspired to hold you back than it is to admit that you just needed to work harder.
If you keep doing what you've been doing, you're gonna keep getting what you've been getting.
To wake up every day and say, I'm stupid, but I want to figure out a way to be smarter. Versus saying, man, I just can't do that. So you limit this box. So your box becomes so small of things you can do.
But it's like, oh, do you want to do this or not? Which is what I think a lot of it boils down to. Do you actually want to do this or not? Do you actually want to do this or not? Because if you actually want to do it, what's going to stop you? Nothing.
Once you change one thing, your mindset, you can attack everything.
Your excuses will destroy you and take everything that you ever wanted from you if you let them.
Give up that war. You know, the war that you have to really fight is the war against yourself.
We know that day's coming. What we do right now will ensure it goes our way. We'll ensure that there is no regret. That's something you can't ever fix. It's a debate inside your head that never stops. We're gonna learn from past regrets to ensure we don't re-regret them.
And so many people spend so much time worried about what other people are doing that they never become great at what they do. And so it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, and the nepotism and the brother or the son or whoever's ahead of you stays ahead of you because you're so worried about what that person's doing and not worried at all about developing your own skill set. And this is what holds so many people back.
Life isn't fair. We have to understand that. It shouldn't be fair. It's a trial ground, it's a testing ground. It's built to make us harder. It's built to make us as strong as we can, to test us, to drive us. So, mentality is the only thing that gets us through life.
If you want to be successful, you have to change this. This has to change.
Fear of failure is the greatest single reason for failure in adult life. The fear of failure, the fear of making a mistake, of losing our money, our time, our effort, is what paralyzes us and holds us back. But the fear of failure is a habit which can be counteracted by the habit of courage.
You have to struggle. You have to build strength. The more I force my hands against that steel bar, the bigger the biceps get and the stronger they get.
That the result of becoming great at anything is always good. It's never, you don't go backwards.
You only get stronger hiking by going uphill. Nobody gets stronger hiking by just going downhill.
When that pressure goes away and you don't feel any pressure in your life, you can do anything and there's no consequences for it. You'll just waste time, you'll waste years, you'll waste months. You'll never accomplish anything. You give somebody a deadline, they'll accomplish in 2 months what it would take somebody 2 years to do without a deadline.
You can decide to be rich, and with God's help, it's highly doable. But you first have to think it. The difference between successful people and non-successful people is here.
You also know that if you don't do the hard thing, the thing that you don't want to do, that you don't feel like doing, you know if you don't do it, you're going to feel inferior. You know you're going to feel weak.
Why most people don't want to do that, build that willpower, is because it is scary. It unlocks a whole bunch of things about who you are and who you're not. And a lot of people don't want to go down that journey to discover who they are and who they're not. Because it's not a pretty journey.
I care about you. I think you're worth it. I know that nobody is perfect, I can tell you this firsthand. And I can understand how people can fall into a trap of prejudice and hate. Whether you grow up surrounded by hate or get sucked into by some of Big Tech's algorithms that push you to the extreme, I can see how it can happen. I think all of us hold some prejudice, there's no two ways about that. And we have to fight it our whole lives.
It doesn't matter where you come from, the sewer or wherever you think you're from. When I got out of the sewer, I got to the road and looked around and said, can't hurt me. Nothing should be able to hurt you. If you believe that, it starts to become true.
The more I've tried to create space between how I feel and what I do, the more consistent my outcomes have been.
God created us in his image. God thought of this world. He thought of it, so he created it. So he made you just like him, that your thoughts can create things.
Feelings don't require action. Things aren't good or bad, they just are. Our greatest enemy is ignorance. To change your life, change your surroundings. Our actions, not our pasts, define who we are.
You know what I'm sick and tired of, Harry? I'm sick and tired of having to eke my way through life. Sick and tired of being a nobody. But most of all, I'm sick and tired of having nobody.
It was you. There was no pattern back at 300, at 275, at 250, at 220. No, that was you.
Really? You think that might be the problem?
Those are the two outcomes. One will cause you some short-term gratification. You'll get to sleep a little bit more. You won't have to put out during a workout. You don't have to do this tedious task. You'll get some short-term gratification, but the long-term regret will be strong.
You see this guy here staring back at you?
Yeah?
That's your toughest opponent. Every time you get into the ring, that's who you're going against. I believe that in boxing, and I do believe that in life.
When you train alone, and I lived alone for so many years in this misery, and you're able to get out of it by yourself, I can take myself to such a level of real passion.
Choose strength. Choose life. Conquer your mind. You can do it.
Wait when things go completely to pieces, when things are the worst, when your very best deal falls apart and your rent is late and you're tired and you're sick and everybody is mad at you and your car doesn't work, then it's the person that picks themselves up and says, nothing is going to stop me.
He said, if you think someone's ruined your life, you're right. It's you.
You know, if you live your life to just get better every single day, you do that for 20 years, I mean, what do you have?
It's easier when someone challenges you to get hurty feelings and to go and find some echo chamber that will tell you that you are right and they're wrong. But remember, easier isn't better. It isn't. When you spend your life looking for scapegoats, you take away your own responsibility. You remove your own power. You steal your own strength. Nobody who has chosen the easy path of hate has gotten to the end of that road and said, oh, what a life.
But the fact of the matter is if you want to be good, you really don't have a lot of choices, because it takes what it takes. You have to do what you have to do to be successful. So you have to make the choices and decisions to have the discipline and the focus to the process of what you need to do to accomplish your goals.
You had nobody anyway, motherfucker. Look around you. There was no fucking team. It was you. There was no weight loss program or mom and dad waking you up saying you can do it, you can be better, trying to build belief. You built belief when you had nothing. Rock bottom.
Our greatest enemy is ignorance. To change your life, change your surroundings. Our actions, not our pasts, define who we are. I think that's probably 95% of self-work.
Remember that the pain right now will absolutely pay off in the future. And the capitulation and the conceding defeat to weakness, that will absolutely result in the pain of regret and remorse later. You know this to be true, so don't allow it.
I failed, I'll go back to scratch. I use some positive motivation. I have like one day where I'm like fucking defeated. But I started realizing this is part of the process. This is part of the journey. I had to realize this is part of my process versus just saying, like I used to, I'm just not good enough. If I'm not good enough, we always say that I'm just not good enough, and then we try something else. I'm gonna fucking make myself good enough. And that became my mentality. I'm gonna make myself good enough.
But if you will patiently embrace the process, then by the time you get up in years, you can be a man that you're proud of. Embrace the process. You say, Dwayne, what process? Life. Embrace the journey and the process of life.
When the time comes I can't run, the body will say, you just can't run. But if I can still do something, that willpower that I have created, it makes me do it every fucking day.
The only way we can be successful is if we develop momentum. And we cannot develop the momentum unless we are struggling with obstacles. And struggle with adversity goes hand in hand with all great success.
Well, it's not fair. It's my job to be undeniably great at what I do, because if I'm undeniably great at what I do, then it doesn't really matter if they recognize me here, because they'll recognize me in other places if that's what I need to do as well.
The pursuit of learning, changing our behavior, to be my ultimate purpose in life. Because if I think about myself as going through life, then I want to learn as much as I can, which is changing my behavior, ideally suited to the direction that I want to go in.
So like I want to see a man be defeated. I want to see a man get broken and say, fuck you. I love these men. These men I love, but there's very few of them.
Remember the feeling of victory that comes from doing the right thing, the hard thing. Remember that feeling, and then go get it done.
I've lost in kickboxing, I've lost in boxing, I've lost in life, I've lost in love, I've lost in family. Like, life is, you don't just win all the time, it's wins and losses. So you roll with the punches.
Some people can start at 1. Some people don't have to start at all. If you lack talent, you can't sit back and say, I'll start in half an hour. I can't do that. I gotta start now. And then after I get back from starting, I gotta start again.
Like, if you put all your inputs and the outputs haven't changed, then you have the same condition and the same behavior, and so you have learned nothing. And so that has always just been my reframe. And so over time, if you're moving up in entrepreneurship, you're moving up in career, your behavior should change, because it means you've learned.
That if you will act, walk, talk, and live by the same principles and do the same things that successful men and women do, even if you doubt yourself in the initial stages, eventually you will come to the point where you actually feel to the bottom of your soul like a successful, positive, confident, cheerful, optimistic, unstoppable human being.
Lots of questions you can ask yourself, and sometimes it's a good option just to say, I don't care about any of that, and go execute.
Because repetition is what taught me everything. So you can honestly outwork anything.
You can be upset in the moments after the game. If we win, it's always better. But if you win, if I score, I will be a little bit more happy. I have to be honest. I'm not going to be like that. No. Or if you lost in the game, you have to show during this period or during that you are pissed. It's part of. But next day, I'm very capable and I learn that, listen, Cristiano, let's go. Life continue. Past is past, it's never come again. The present, it's the best gift that we have in our life.
You can do it. Why would you ever say you can until you go out there and try it?
What is the thing that you don't need to focus on volume today? The goal is not to try and fit 10 podcasts into one set. It's to make this one as good as possible.
Life continue. You cannot live in the past. I'm really good on that, you understand? I learned by the years that, listen, Cristiano, let's go. Because pain, you're gonna have all the time, uncertainty and constant work. It doesn't matter what's happening. It's gonna happen in your life. You have to continue. This is the way I see the life, and football especially.
You did that. So as times get hard for me, the truth comes out. And my truth is powerful as fuck. It's real. It's tangible. I feel it. It comes out of my brain as I speak about it. I'm reliving every single dark moment of my life to be here. That is what people don't get. That is what motivates David Goggins, is the unseen work. But everybody needs that pat on the back. They need that training partner. They need that accountability coach. I don't need that shit, and neither do they. But it's what we've trained ourselves to believe that we need.
There's no losing, only learning. There's no failure, only opportunities. And there's no problems, only solutions. So to me, what failure is the mother of all success. If it wasn't for Michael Jordan getting cut from his 9th grade basketball team, he wouldn't have became Michael Jordan.
You have two paths in front of you right now. One of them is going to be the harder one today. It's going to be downright painful. You will have to force your brain to think in new ways. You might lose some friends who want to hold on to their weak beliefs. But as you pull yourself away from that anger and that hate, eventually you will start to feel empowered.
And sometimes the best way to learn is from the mistakes that you make, even though we all hate to see them have to make them. And we don't really condone it when they do.
What's the thing from the podcast or the book or the audiobook or the whatever that you read or listened to that you can't stop thinking about? That you go to bed and you think about it, that you took a screenshot or a screen recording and sent it in the group chat, that you texted your mum about it at 3 a.m. Oh, this really explains the way that I felt in school, or the way that I felt when such and such broke up with me, or whatever. That's the thing. That's the thing to focus on.
So if I need to create content and I'm not feeling it, or I'm feeling tired, or things like that, the more times I give into that excuse or that feeling, then the more superstitious I become about doing it in the future.
That all they can do is learn and come back bigger, better, stronger, because all it's gonna do is lead you in the right direction. See, if you're always winning, then you don't really understand what it is to win. You gotta take those losses, you gotta take those hits. There's gotta be the valleys, the peaks, the ups, the downs. In order for you to, when it does happen, you go, wow, qué rico. You know, this is what it's all about. And not only that, it's never about making it, guys. It's always about maintaining it.
So if someone came and took your mum and put her on a cloud in the sky, and the only way that you could see her again is if you built a tower high enough to be able to bring her back down or to be with her again, would you wake up tomorrow and wonder why you? Or would you get building?
And I know that things don't just happen. It's not just luck. That you have to create that luck. You have to will it into existence. And I want you to know that I am always rooting for you. I'm rooting for all of you. The better you do in life and in your work, the better every studio does, the better every film does, the better we all do. The better it is for everyone.
Here's how to get older without getting better. Keep relearning the same lesson. If you keep making the same mistake over and over, the mistake isn't the problem. You are.
Craving Monster says, come on, smoke a cigarette. Come on, have that cookie. Come on. And you're on the other side saying, no, Craving Monster, I'm going to distract myself from you. I'm going to ignore you. No. And Craving Monster says, no, come on, you know you want it. And you're just back here, and you're going back and forth, and pretty soon the Craving Monster overpowers you. You have that cookie, you have that cigarette, until the Craving Monster comes back. And then you're in the tug of war again, doing what we've learned how to do. Unless you drop the rope.
If you are going to rest, that is one thing that you should procrastinate on. That's the one thing I want you to put off until tomorrow. And if, when tomorrow comes, you still feel like you need to rest or you need to take a break, then okay. But the chances are you won't.
Get off of Instagram and Snap and get off all these blogs and get into something that can really, really move your life forward. It's really not important what the majority of people that are blogging are saying. As a matter of fact, bloggers are not relevant people, they're not shakers and movers, and they're not decision makers.
I'm guessing you people all decided that the only person who could ever kill Thomas Shelby is Thomas Shelby himself. You made me believe death was coming. Let my nature do the rest,
You won't need that rest. Chances are you will realize that the desire to rest was just weakness. It was just the desire to take the path of least resistance, the downhill path, the easy path. And by simply going through the motions, you overcame that path. And you stayed on the righteous path, the disciplined path. You stayed on the war path.
And they're not power brokers. So when you spend so much time in the blog world, the Instagram world, the chat world, all of this, you're wasting valuable time. If I was young and I had what you have, and you're the brightest group of young people that have come along in a long time, man. Millennials are absolutely brilliant because you all have technology.
You may not have tuberculosis, Mr. Shelby, but you are sick. I know you. You are sick with guilt. You can't go back. You are a different man. God no longer belongs in your hand.
Oh, but I am back.
You ain't gonna believe this, but you used to fit right here. I'd hold you up and say to your mother, this kid's gonna be the best kid in the world. This kid's gonna be somebody better than anybody ever knew.
All I say, for any fighter, they can say what they want to say. You put him in front of me, I'm gonna beat him. You better believe that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got a big mouth. Y'all want me to have somebody shut me up? And you shut me up, then that's what it is. Until then, I'm the king.
We will stand and fight and die. A new age, an age of freedom. And all will know.
Dedication, hard work. Dedication, hard work. I'm a one-man army. One-man army. The world can go against me. I'm still coming on top. I got God on my side.
You changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame. Not too long ago, I got off a plane. And I gotta say, it was like I got off on a different planet. Everything was sideways, upside down. I didn't know one person. At my tender young age, that's scary. Admit it, scary. Because to me, being alone is like the worst curse God could ever put on anybody. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. I've always thought of life as like this one-way street, and you head down it, and as you do, it sort of disappears behind you. So, you can only go one direction, forward. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
I said, how many people in this planet? I said, what, around 5 billion people, 6 billion? I said, I could beat every one of them in a fair fight. That's what I believed at the time. But it sounds so good to say that. I can't believe I had the audacity to say that.
I put this out the other day, and I think it's important. Rome wasn't built in a day. We all know that. Everyone hears that. But Rome also didn't fall apart overnight either. It took hundreds of years for Rome to reach its peak, but it also took time, hundreds of years, for Rome to decay and fall apart.
Don't half-ass it. Boy, that never goes out of style, does it? I mean, think about it. If you're gonna do something, if you've chosen to do something, whatever it is, easy, hard, if you give it your all and you don't half-ass it, win, lose, draw, get what you want, don't get what you want, whatever the outcome is, if you don't half-ass it, at least you're not gonna have to wonder, ooh, would the outcome have been different?
You don't achieve worthwhile goals quickly or easily. They take time.
Most people say, nah, man, I'm working all the time, traveling, man. That's my excuse, man. Couldn't get to the gym, I got a good excuse. Sure, you got an excuse. But if you want it bad enough, you find a way. If you don't want it bad enough, you find an excuse. The difference between winners and losers find solutions, where the losers find the excuse, or the excuse finds them something to make them happy to being second best, third best, middle of the field. You don't have to be that way, guys.
And the meta rule is you have to discipline yourself. And the issue is, well, how? That's not really the relevant question. You can pick a disciplinary path. That's why I often tell my clients, especially young people, they say, well, I don't know what to do. It's like, that's okay. Nobody does. Go do something. Do the best thing that you can think of.
But this workout doesn't have to be in the gym. Meaning this workout ensures that when you go on travel, you're in a hotel room, in your bedroom, wherever you are, you get to maintain and build what you've already built upon. So when you come back to the gym, you haven't lost an inch. Not a step, man. You're still right there to win it.
It's not going to be perfect, and it will change along the way. But it will change partly because you become disciplined pursuing the path. And as you become disciplined, you become wiser. And as you become wiser, you become able to formulate better and better plans. So you can start vaguely and confused and develop a plan that's not so great, and you start to implement it. And then you accrue incremental wisdom as you implement your flawed plan. And that enables you to fix the plan. And so that's part of that process of incremental self-improvement as well.
I use the hurt you're trying to put on me. I flip it upside down and use it. It's power pillars for me. I'm using it for strength. I just flip negative into positive. That's all it is.
A lot of people have a hard time doing is being okay with saying no and saying, okay, I will allow myself to just not get fatter rather than get fitter during this period.
And if you're an old man like me and you haven't gotten on track yet, get on track. Get on it now. Everyone listening to this, here's the deal. No complacency. No complacency. No backing off.
And so if you do a 4 out of 10 on 10 things, you will make progress on none. You will make the same amount of progress that you could have made if you just did 1 out of 10, which is none. You just don't regress. But the extra 3 points that you save on the 9, you could put on 1 other item and have a 10 out of 10 or a 13 out of 10 in effort. And then after every periodized chunk of time, have a big W or win that you can look back on and say, I did that.
No slack whatsoever. Fight. Fight that ticking clock with everything you got. So, like the end of a hard day, you can put your head down with ease.
So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. I try to give myself a goal every day. Understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency.
Default mode was to be aggressive. Their default mode was to take action. I would teach that. Same thing we just discussed. I wouldn't say, hey, look, that means you have to take action, but your default setting should be, I'm gonna do something. Because I'd have a young SEAL officer and there'd be some training mission and there'd be a problem in a building and there'd be a bunch of paintball flying around in there, and he wouldn't want to go solve that problem. Hey, you see that problem over there, you gotta go solve that problem. It's not gonna go away. You gotta be aggressive. That's gotta be your default mode, is to take action and make things happen. Most human instinct is to let things go longer and stick with the status quo, and that seems to be on the front, the lowest risk in the situation, is to not do anything.
Every day, you have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works.
Work your butt off. Now, I've always believed leaving no stone unturned. Muhammad Ali, one of my great heroes, had a great line in the 70s when he was asked, how many sit-ups do you do? He said, I don't count my sit-ups. I only start counting when it starts hurting. When I feel pain, that's when I start counting, because that's when it really counts. That's what makes you a champion. That's the way it is with everything. No pain, no gain.
Working really hard is what successful people do. And in this text, tweet, twerk world that you've grown up in, remember, just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done.
It is important to have fun in life, of course, but when you're out there partying, horsing around, someone out there at the same time is working hard. Someone is getting smarter and someone is winning. Just remember that. But if you want to win, there's absolutely no way around hard work. None of my rules, by the way, of success will work unless you do.
Remember that. Just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done.
For a person like myself who live in the spotlight and is so critical, from people all the time, in terms of what I do, what I say, where I go. The thing he's always said, take a pause before you make a decision and say, what if?
And I asked a cameraman up there, I'm like, hey, I said, how did Goggins look? And he's like, well, he had his shirt off and it was cold rain. He's had his shirt off and he was saying, they don't fucking know me. I'm like, who is he? He's like, they don't know me, son, and saying all this stuff. I said, who is he saying that to? And he's like, there's nobody up here.
I want to be the standard. I want to be that guy. Like every place I went in the military, there was this ethos about how this place is, how we're going to live, how we're going to represent ourselves. I saw that most people didn't live up to that ethos. They had this mission statement on how we want to run our company. I made one for myself on how I want to be. And that is why if people can make up a mission statement, an ethos in which they want to live by, make up your own mission statement. What do you want to be in life?
Whatever decision you make, always either going to have consequences, either pros and cons.
People's lives aren't what they would like them to be. And so then you ask, why? Well, forget about tragedy and catastrophe, because that's self-evident, and we're not going to discuss that. Although the degree to which you bring about your own tragedy is always indeterminate. But I would never say that every terrible thing that is visited on a person is something they deserved. I think that that's a very dangerous presupposition, especially because everyone gets sick and everyone dies.
I want you to be a formidable force to be reckoned with. But that means going from average to figuring out what you want to do as a passion, and then bypassing your passion and making it your obsession, where everybody around you thinks you're crazy. But then when you meet people like me and all the other people that I hang out with, you're gonna go, holy fuck, I'm wired just like them. We're not so crazy after all.
But one of the main reasons that people don't get what they want is because they don't actually figure out what it is. And the probability that you're going to get what would be good for you, let's say, which would even be better than what you want, right? Because, you might be wrong about what you want easily, but maybe you could get what would really be good for you.
They're the crazy ones. They're the losers. They're average. They're in debt. They're broke. They have a negative mindset. They are emotionally irrational, absolutely mentally distressed. One paycheck, 2 paychecks away from being broke. A horrible example of what a man should be. A horrible example of a husband, of a father, of a leader. That's what average people are. That's what the average man is. A walking cautionary tale. But a winner is obsessed on his goals, and he'll do whatever it takes, no matter the circumstances.
Imagine that you were taking care of yourself like you were someone you actually cared for. And then you thought, okay, I'm caring for this person. I would like things to go as well for them as possible. What would their life have to be like in order for that to be the case? Well, people don't do that. They don't sit down and think, all right, let's figure it out. You've got a life. It's hard, obviously. It's like 3 years from now, you can have what you need.
You got the second wind? Well, the problem is, most people, when they go on a run, they never exhaust their first win. They never go to the extreme, to the level of fatigue where the first win expires, where they realize there's even a second win to begin with. They sit there and make excuses here and excuses there. There is no excuse for not being the hardest worker. Yeah, someone might be bigger, stronger, faster, quicker, younger, whatever else, but there is no excuse to not be the hardest fucking worker there.
You got to be careful about it. You can't have everything. You can have what would be good for you, but you have to figure out what it is, and then you have to aim at it. Well, my experience with people has been if they figure out what it is that would be good for them, and then they aim at it, then they get it. And it's strange because it's a strange thing. It's not quite that simple because, you may formulate an idea about what would be good for you, and then you take 10 steps towards that, and you find out that your formulation was a bit off, and so you have to reformulate your goal. So you're kind of going like this as you move towards the goal.
And when you believe that you have the ability to do something, that the life that you're living right now is going down this direction, you fucking hate where it is. There is nothing else to do but to change direction. A belief that I cannot go that way anymore, I gotta go this way. And what do you have to lose? You know the outcome if you continue the same shit. Why not just commit one time in your life to something? See what happens. There are no losers.
You don't have to live anybody else's story. Sometimes people make it seem like you have to have certain prerequisites or a crazy life story in order to be successful in this world. But the truth is you really don't. It doesn't matter where you come from, what you have or don't have, what you lack, what you have too much of, but all you need to have is faith in God, an undying passion for what you do or what you choose to do in this life, and a relentless drive and the will to do whatever it takes to be successful and whatever you put your mind to.
That you can lose your temper and then all of a sudden you have this extra strength. And so when you're a little kid, and when I say a little kid, I mean when I was 13, 14 years old, I thought, hey, if I could get that rage going and people are scared like I used to feel, that's a positive thing. Now, now you're talking 16, 15, 16, 17, I realized, hey, this isn't cool. This isn't strength, it's actually weakness.
I said, you only feel you got there if you stop there. If you keep going to the next level, you suck at the next level. You're not doing anything at the next level. So here's what that example is. Here's a human being. They've reached here. They're beating most people. They think they've reached it.
And when I realized it was weakness, and I didn't realize that overnight, I started getting the idea that that was weakness. And now, when you see someone that is in control, and even when bad things are happening, they're standing stoically saying, okay, let me take another look at that and I'll get it done.
They have no idea that there's that level there because there's fear. And every time you and I, believe me, I know this from experience, every time people that tell you, oh my gosh, you're so amazing, you're so this, you're so great, wow, Patrick, wow, Johnny, wow, Steve, wow, Bobby, boom, you believe it, but you're not there yet.
You are suffering, but you are choosing to find meaning in how you handle the suffering. And that makes you so worthy of those suffering. And it's such a beautiful thing to experience. And, when life throws some shit at us, you're having this baby. You're not choosing not to have this baby. You're going to go through this pain. You're going to go through the suffering. How are you going to choose to show up?
I had to invent a guy that didn't exist. I had to invent a guy that can take any pain, any suffering, any kind of judgment, be called nigger, be called whatever the fuck in the world, and be able to stand in the fucking room and say, go fuck yourself. I had to build this callous mind, and I built it through suffering.
When I showed up to Laird's the first time, I couldn't do one push-up. Come on, swear to you, could not do one push-up. And with his support, I worked up to being able to do 100 consecutive push-ups, which was mind-blowing. So what changed between the weight loss and meeting Laird was I now see anything is possible and that you could train for anything.
I built it through downright fucking just crushing myself. If it was raining outside at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, if it was snowing, the first instinct is don't go out there and do shit. My instinct was we gotta fucking go out there. Anything that was fucking horrible in my life that I normally say no, that was inhumane to most people, I had to go do it.
There's nothing you can't do. You can't be the best in the world at something, but you can be a lot better than you are at anything you want to put the time into learning, whatever it is. You could do anything, and that's a great, inspiring feeling, and I feel like I bring that into the art where I already had great confidence, but even more so, I now know anything is possible at any time.
So there's a lot of scars we have on our bodies, and they tell a story. But a lot of us have scars in our brains about fucked up lives, bad childhoods, bad adulthood, whatever the fuck you're going through. Those scars in your brain, we don't talk about, we hide. If you know that at 40% I'm feeling pain, at 40% I'm feeling pain, that's where the 40% rule kicks in. Now it starts, okay, I'm feeling pain, my mind's saying all this shit to me. It's saying get out of here, run, flee, the fight or flight kicks in. Okay, we're done, we're not good enough. It starts telling you all these things, you start to believe it, because the mind controls all.
Winning does not always equate to happiness. It just doesn't. I've had a lot of individuals that have come to me and just said, this is too intense. I'll give you a great example. Kobe's known for Mamba mentality. And once I tell them about the lifestyle, I've seen Mamba mentality destroy more careers than I've seen it help.
This is the time where you have to gain control back of your mind.
let me see if I can go 45%. And once you start giving yourself more and more hope, the mind starts to be, okay, what are you doing? We're supposed to be going right and you're going left. You start then controlling your mind. Start finding more in yourself. And then it goes from 40% to a lot further than that. But that's the start of it though. Get to the spot where your mind is saying stop. Wherever that is, you gotta get there first. And then that's when that shit starts to work for you.
Too intense, too hot. People want the flame, but they don't want to touch the fire.
Sometimes the ambulance doesn't get there in time. So you as a loved one goes not to the hospital to see somebody, but to a funeral parlor. And at that funeral parlor, someone stands up and gives a eulogy. Words spoken about the character of the person. They never really talk about the financial reward that person had, the money or the cars or the houses or the trophy wives. They always talk about the things stand the test of time. The character of the person that lives on even though that person is deceased. Such things as passion and love, integrity and honor.
Listen to me, might own a company, your mama might be a millionaire, you might come from privilege, your daddy might hook you up with a car, he might know people, he might be able to get you a job, but you will not outwork me. And what you have to decide in your position in the NCAA, you have to make a decision that nobody in this league in your position will outwork you.
Those are the core values that made that character somebody that people wanted to come and pay respects to after they're dead and gone. Someone that lives on past their time. Inspiration for someone else. It's a life lived of remembrance not forgotten. That's the core values of the human character.
To me, you better grow up and get to the point as a man that if you ever get beat, you better get beat by somebody that's just purely more talented than you are. You better not ever get beat by somebody because you beat yourself. You have to take advantage of an opportunity of a lifetime in the lifetime of the opportunity.
A lot of entrepreneurship and even personal growth is training yourself on how you respond to hard. Because in the early days, hard was, ooh, stop. This isn't good. This is a warning sign. This is a red flag. I should slow down or I should stop, I should pivot. The more I think about it as a competitive landscape, as I'm clear on what this path is supposed to look like. And these rocks and these dragons are things that I'm going to have to slay along the way.
You have the opportunity to show the world, the whole world, what you are really made of. So if you break, the fight isn't over. In fact, if you break, the fight is just beginning.
To get the princess or get the treasure, I get happier about the harder it is because I know that no one else will follow.
It's a selection effect.
And I think if you can shift from this is hard to no one else will be able to do this, then it flips from being this thing that you're like, oh, poor me, to oh, poor everyone else who's going to have to fucking try.
Yeah.
As you crawl up and out of that dismal and wretched place, and you're covered in blood and sweat and dirt and filth as you rise above what you were. And as you take the form of who you are supposed to be.
And you have to come to the realization very clearly that you fucked up and you got yourself stuck. So whatever you're doing, you have to do it like your life depends on it. And whether it is you're trying to be an author and if you're gonna try to be an author and you're working 8 hours a day plus commuting plus family responsibilities or whatever else you have, whatever time that you have to attack like you're trying to save the world.
But negative energy is wasted energy. You want to become a master at overcoming hard moments. To me, the sign of a champion. The best in the world are not the best because they win every point. It's because they know they'll lose again and again and have learned how to deal with it.
You're trying to save your life. You don't want to drown. That 1.5 hours a day that you have to write, God damn, you better be caffeinated and motivated. You got to go. You got to get after it. And you got to have discipline. Most people don't have those things. Most people don't understand what it's like to really go for something.
You accept it, cry it out if you need to, and then force a smile. You move on, be relentless, adapt and grow, work harder, work smarter. Remember, work smarter.
When you're a kid, you're all potential. It's chaotic potential. It can manifest itself in any number of ways. And maybe you don't want to give that up. So you're like Peter Pan. You want to be a kid forever because you don't want to give up the potential. And you look out in the world and all you see are Captain Hooks, who've lost a hand, who are chased by death because that's the clock in the crocodile. It's already got a taste of him. He's terrified by death and he's a tyrant. Well, I don't want to grow up to be that. So I won't be disciplined at all. Well, that's no good because the way the potential transforms itself into actuality is through discipline. And so then you, as you said, this is the trick though. You have to pick a path of discipline.
If it was easy, everybody would finish. But I need you to do me a favor. I don't care how difficult it is, I need you to finish. I don't care how you feel, I need you to finish. I don't care if you feel defeated, finish it anyway. I don't care if you think you can't pass, finish it anyway. I don't care if you think you can't win, finish anyway. Do me a favor, start it, make up in your mind that you're gonna finish it. And if you can get to a point in your life where you finish everything you start, you are going to be miles ahead of everybody else.
And I've seen a lot of people make a lot of things. I've seen a lot of people fail a lot of things. And my point of view on this, or my observation is, the doers are the major thinkers. The people that really create the things that change this industry are both the thinker-doer in one person. And if we really go back and we examine, did Leonardo have a guy off to the side that was thinking 5 years out in the future what he would paint or the technology he would use to paint it? Of course not. Leonardo was the artist, but he also mixed all his own paints. He also was a fairly good chemist, knew about pigments, knew about human anatomy, and combining all of those skills together, the art and the science, was what resulted in the exceptional result.
They take struggle. They take relentless pursuit day in and day out. That's what it takes. But also, things don't usually fall apart quickly either. At least at first, it's a slow process. A little slip here, a little setback over there, a little wearing down of discipline and will. Success and failure are generally slow processes, either slowly building things up or gradually tearing them down.
If I can wake up, if I can get up, I'm trying to get to this spot, right? And I'm trying to get to you. So you got to do me a huge favor. I want it. Your mind and attitude is all you need to be successful. That's right. That's all you need. You don't need to be born with a silver spoon in your mouth. You don't need money, right? You don't need listen to me. You don't even need folk that like you. As long as you believe in you, you got the right mindset, you got the right attitude, we can make it happen. You can have whatever you like. You heard me. You can have whatever you like. All right, but I need you to give it, I need 120% of your mind.
If you're too scared to show up and you sit back at home, wondering what if and everything else, no one in hell is gonna call you an opportunity because you weren't present. The winners always show up. They're willing to lose in order to gain. Big mental thing there, guys. This body, as great as you are, as sharp as you make the arsenal, it can't do anything if you don't have confidence in yourself. We all fall down in life. The question is, who gets back up?
First step is you gotta have a vision for what it is you really, truly want. Not what you think you want or what you should have. I mean, what are most people's New Year's resolutions? I'm gonna stop eating sugar. I'm gonna stop smoking. I'm gonna lose 10 pounds. The problem with that is it's not very inspiring for most people. It's not telling you what you're gonna get. It's only what you're not gonna do. And it's kind of hard to have you move forward with that.
You go after and you give it all you have. If you lose, at least you tried, man. I failed. It's 10 times more of a man than someone said, what if? Because what if never went to the arena. When you guys find a fear, that fear will either create you or destroy you.
A vision is about what you're here to create. A vision that really works is one that excites you. If you say, well, my resolution, my goal, my outcome for this month, this week, this year is to lose X number of pounds, that's okay, but it's not very compelling. It has to be a compelling vision. It's gotta have something that has the power to pull you, not something you have to push yourself to do. Those are two different kinds of motivation. Push requires willpower, and willpower never lasts. What will last is pull. Having something so exciting, so attractive, something you desire so much that you have a hard time going to sleep at night, you get so up early in the morning to rock it and take it to the next level.
That we must encompass and grow if we ever want to build anything off of. If you build a house on the sand, guys,
as strong as that house is, as fabulous and you know, modern that house may be, if the foundation's on sand, the winds and the rains will come and that house will crumble because the foundation's shit.
3 more rules I'll never break are live your life with character, honor, and discipline. And if you live that way, I guarantee you, your goals and dreams will get accomplished.
If you build that same house on a rock, no matter what happens, it'll stand the test of time. Just like your friend or your loved one that has died, his character lives on and stands the test of time because he built strong core values.
I had to make a decision to either sit here and continue watching people become great, or to take or to bet on myself and become great on my own terms.
A lot of people dying right now. A lot of people dying. In this gym, we're gonna live though. And how are we gonna live? We're gonna live healthy by building the core values of our physical structure.
See, in your life, everybody has a turn back moment. You have a moment where you can go forward or you can give up. But the thing you have to keep in mind before you give up is that if you give up, the guarantee is it will never happen. That's the guarantee of quitting, that it will never happen no way under the sun. The only way the possibility remains that it can happen is if you never give up no matter what.
There is no fundamental secret here. It's called hard work and sweat. If you have that and you're willing to provide that in exchange for a better life, everyone will make that deal with you. If you're willing to give up that for pride, accomplishment, feeling of self-worth, if you're willing to make that transaction, Miami Fitness is your bank.
It wasn't until I changed that mentality that I became somebody. I hated going to school, so guess what? I was dumb as shit. 1 + 1 is 2. But if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness.
They're gonna hate you because, your success is a spotlight shining down on their misfortune. They fucking hate you for what you're doing is reminding them of their missed opportunities and stuff.
Take it or leave it. There's no happiness about it. There's no peace behind it. It sucks. It just fucking sucks. And that's the one thing, if I could teach anybody anything, it just fucking sucks. And it's gonna continue to suck.
The first thing you have to do when you're in this chaotic time and you don't know why you're there and you can't figure out how to get out of it is to ask yourself a very simple question. Are you controlling the things that you are capable of controlling? And I'm going to bet that the answer is no.
It's gonna suck every fucking day. Cause then when you're 300 pounds, you're gonna go out to lose weight, you could probably get injured. So then you gotta work on the injury and then you get even more depressed. This is what I went through. And then you're hungry because now you're depressed. It's just a vicious cycle. And if you're not strong mentally and you have no willpower, you're gonna continue falling back in this hole versus the man that sits back and goes, all right, motherfucker. This is why I cuss, because this is what is in me. This is what it took for me to be me.
If you were to control the things that you can actually control, you would have far less chaos in your life. You have far more that you can control than you cannot control in your life, okay? You can't control the weather, you can't control what other people do, but you can control a lot of what you do. Let me give you some examples, okay? You can control what you eat, you control what you drink, you control what you read, what information you consume, you control your activity level.
No one goes the extra mile and keeps going. Like no one's in here right now. Why? Because it's Saturday evening, everyone's going to party, no one's in here, just me. No one goes the extra mile. The thing about traffic jams, guys, there are no traffic jams in the last mile of the race. It's just you and your shadow. In the beginning, everybody's there. All the pretenders and the contenders, they're all there. The last mile of the journey, ain't nobody but you and your shadow. Traffic jams don't exist that far, because everyone else has already given up.
And I want you to win. And why? Hey, why you want me to win so bad? Because I used to be a loser and there was winners who helped me. I was homeless. They got me out of those abandoned buildings. They got me out of being a high school dropout. Like they put me in a situation where I'm winning now, y'all. And I know what it's like to win. And I promise them, the way they helped me win, I'm gonna help you win. So you gotta do me a huge favor. Like come get close. I need you to listen today. I need you to listen, and I need you to apply what I'm about to tell you.
If you want to begin to really enjoy a happy, successful, healthy life, you've got to be willing to go against the tide. You've got to be willing to harness your will and say, in spite of this, I'm in control here. I'm not going to let this get me down. I'm not going to let this destroy me.
Listen to me very closely. I don't need you to act like you're winning no more. You're putting up too much energy trying to act like you're winning because you don't want people to know where you really. I need you to humble yourself. Don't worry about nobody else. Stop trying to compete with your siblings. Stop trying to compete with your best friends. Stop trying to compete with people at the job. I want you to really win. I want you to know what it feels like to be a winner, and I want you to know what it feels like to win on a consistent basis.
I'm coming back, and I'll be stronger and better because of it. You have got to make a declaration that this is what you stand for. You're standing up for your dreams. You're standing up for peace of mind. You're standing up for health.
In a moment just like this, I was a hairline away from going, I should stick with what I know. Everyone's right. I should be satisfied. And can I tell you something? If I made that decision, I'd be miserable today. I wouldn't know the man I could have become, the father I could have become, the husband I could have become, the leader I could have become. I get to do cool things because I didn't quit.
You want it, and you're going to go all out to have it. It's not going to be easy. When you want to change, it's not easy. If it were in fact easy, everybody would do it. But if you're serious, you'll go all out. So yes, I'm going to turn this situation around. I'm not going to sit back and moan and cry over what happened and what went wrong and who did what. I'm going to do something about this situation.
The gang gonna test you. You know what I mean? The gang, everything gonna test you if it's worthwhile.
Right.
And you gonna make decisions based on what you care about more. And without even being conscious that you're getting tested, you're gonna be getting tested. And so you're gonna have decisions to make. Should I, continue this lifestyle, whether it's shopping, clothes, whatever your lifestyle is, or do I gotta sacrifice a little bit because I really, really care about this music?
What the dark side is we all have a cookie jar, and we all have a jar of fuck.
That's its official name.
It's a jar of fuck, man, where shit just ain't going right.
And it really is important to me. So whatever I gotta do, I'm gonna do it. And that's gonna be them distinguishing decisions, you know what I'm saying? That separate the ones that end up getting it from the ones that don't. I be telling my people, I had to take 2 steps back to take 10 forward. But them 2 back hurt. That's painful. That moment right there is gonna be a defining moment. You know what I mean? Where you used to getting treated a certain way, you used to getting received a certain way, and then you step back because of your sacrifice.
Everybody has a turn back moment. You have a moment where you could go forward or you can give up. But the thing you have to keep in mind before you give up is that if you give up, the guarantee is it will never happen. That's the guarantee of quitting.
It's warm on the couch. Your missus says stay in bed. It's comfy, it's cozy. You've got work later on. You had an argument last night. You're slightly hungover.
Cause I know every motherfucker ain't gonna do what I'm gonna do. So this is how you level up. That's how you level up. I know there's a whole bunch of people with that right there. That fires me up. That makes me fucking happy what you just said. That brings joy to my life right there.
Why?
Because I know there's so many people that have the ability and just refuse to get off that couch.
It will never happen, no way under the sun. The only way the possibility remains that it can happen is if you never give up no matter what. Because God is always coming. He's never too late. At your worst moment, look, man, when they told me I had to be in New York, I saw no way I could get there. But that God don't.
Some of you love sleep more than you love success. And I'm here to tell you today, if you're going to be successful, you've got to be willing to give up sleep. You got to be willing to work off for 3 hours of sleep, 2 hours. If you really want to be successful, some days you're going to have to stay up 3 days in a row. Because if you go to sleep, you might miss the opportunity to be successful. That's how bad you got to want it. You got to go days without, listen to me, you got to want to be successful so bad that you forget to eat. Beyonce said once she was on the set doing her thing, 3 days had gone by, she forgot she didn't eat.
Your mind has the ultimate tactical advantage over you. It knows what scars you, it knows your fears, it knows your insecurities, and it protects you. Which is why I talk about the 40% rule in my book.
The 40% rule is all about the brain has the tactical advantage over you. It knows and it keeps you away from all that.
I never forget when 50 Cent was doing his movie, I did a little research on 50, and 50 said that when he wasn't doing the movie, he was doing the soundtrack. And they said, when do you sleep, 50? Sleep. He said, sleep. Sleep is for those people who are broke. I don't sleep. He said, I got an opportunity to make a dream become a reality.
That's why it says don't jump out of an airplane. Don't go in the ocean where there's sharks. It's a protective mechanism. Don't go back to the place where your dad beat the shit out of you in your mind. Don't go back. The brain protects you, but protects you so much, it doesn't allow growth. So the brain is an amazing thing, but the brain controls you. You must control it. You must take power over your own mind, or your mind will guide you into soft places that your brain wants to live in.
The man who never fail, has no glory. The man who fell and got back up, that's where his glory is. The man who fell 20 times and got up 21 times, that man has even greater glory. Wow. That man has more courage, way more courage than the guy who was so strong from birth that he never failed.
When no one's watching, I work harder than when they're watching. And thinking about it like that has given me this persistent and ever-present scorecard or third party that's like, no one's watching, which means now you have to work, because otherwise you're full of shit.
We can have a strength and a gentleness at the same time, and that's our glory. Our glory comes from our faults, accomplishing what we accomplish in spite of our faults. And without the faults, there is no glory, because there's no victory.
It's this continuous reinforcing cycle of me and other me holding the whip behind me to see how much I can take. But with each lash of the whip that I take, learning that I can take it and continue to trudge on.
Now, a sense of control is the key to a long and happy life. The more you feel in control of yourself and your life, the more you will love yourself and the happier you will be. The more you accept complete responsibility for every part of your health and happiness and relationships, the more in control you will feel and the more powerful you will become. The more in control you feel, the more confidence and personal pride you will have.
As long as you keep going, you bear witness to yourself of what you are capable of. And I find that incredibly satisfying in the trenches of misery when you have to go through it.
The more you feel in control of your life, the higher will be your self-esteem and self-respect and personal pride. So resolve today that you're going to live a long and happy life. This is the very best time in all of human history to be alive, and you are one of the very best people to be alive at this time.
If you want to look up something about elephant, and they had 2 pages on elephants, that was what your knew about an elephant. Y'all got Google. You can Google anything. You all have stuff at your fingertips that can make you great. But if you could combine your technology with your parents and your grandparents' work ethic, your could be rich. You could be rich, man. But you cannot erase the work ethic part. There is no getting around.
You have to control your mind. You have to be able, like, if your mind starts getting anxious, okay, I know we're getting weird, it's time to work out. Okay, I know maybe we should meditate. Maybe we should do this. Maybe we should do that. Don't just keep scrolling. You got to know when and when. But most people don't have that kind of self-control and discipline. They don't have to. All most people have to do is when the alarm goes off, get up, wash yourself, brush your teeth, eat something, go to work.
Ain't no elevator to the top. You got to take the stairs. The elevator don't go to the top, man. Not in the world of success. You got to take the stairs. Y'all got to start getting gritty, man. I hate it when I see young people wasting their time, wasting all this technology got, just sitting around in this world that's been created for you, that everything is instant.
Do whatever minimal amount you have to do to keep that job. And the bathroom breaks and whenever no one's looking, look through your phone, be distracted, come home, watch Netflix, go to sleep, repeat. That's most people. So they don't have to do anything because they haven't set up their life in a way that requires serious attention and an objective sense of your perspective and your interaction with humans and the way the world is working.
Pain is temporary. It may last for a minute, or an hour or a day or even a year, but eventually it will subside and something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it will last forever. Listen to me, I'm telling you as I leave. I was homeless for 2.5 years. And the problem with most of you never felt no pain before. Y'all spoiled. You never had to do nothing for yourself. You're spoiled. We're gonna keep it real tonight. Some of you are spoiled brats. Every time you ever got in trouble, somebody in your house got you out of it. Every time you've done something you're not supposed to do, people say, Eric, your mother's a tyrant. You're right. She kicked me out. You're right. She's mean, but she developed a man because she put me out there and said, you're gonna have to grow up. And some of you have never learned to grow up.
The gift is that it gives you an opportunity to talk to your fan base, generate a fan base, gives you an opportunity to create material, push that material, and you can do it in a way to where it's all you. And if people grow and gravitate towards it, great, you're building something.
So don't sit back and be that bad team member, because everybody's watching you and everybody's gonna know you fucking backed it. This is all part of being a fucking leader. Being a leader fucking sucks. You do everything in life that you do not want to do. You are unhappy 90% of your life. But that means that other people are eating because of you.
The curse is, if you read those comments, and you believe those comments, then you become the comments. We don't give a about it.
So are you really in that bad a shape? So make a decision tonight. Do you want to be a leader, or do you want to be that person who just bags it and does their own shit? And then you can ask yourself that question when you go home after bagging it. Look in that dirty mirror and ask yourself one question. Do I really have what it takes to be a fucking leader? I'll answer that question for you. No.
You're fine. You're fine. 500 comments or 1,000 comments or 2,000 comments has nothing to do when you walk outside and you go about your day. Nobody that you bump across is gonna go, hey man, I'm the one that said this on your page.
Right.
It never happens.
Yeah.
Because it's not real.
The second you said I can cuss and be me, and cussing, people say, man, you cuss all the fucking time. Why? Well, I hate to say it, the best way for me to get how I feel across, I can't sit here and say, you know what, yeah, I went through Hell Week and man, it was really hard. No, that motherfucker takes your damn soul, rips it inside out, and then they say, now we're going to fucking start.
He worked day and night, every day, for years and years and years and years and years. As time went on, 20 years had passed. But what he come to realize is that the goal that he set out initially of becoming the greatest of all time was a very fickle one. And what he realized that the most important thing in life is how your career moves and touches those around you and how it carries forward to the next generation. That's what makes true greatness.
Most people who could ever exist will never even be born.